One of the leading ways nurses establish trust with patients is through communication. Because nurses are likely to have the most direct contact with patients, effective nurse-patient communication is critical. Nurses can utilize proven therapeutic communication techniques that promote quality care. What is therapeutic communications? Therapeutic communication is a collection of techniques that prioritize the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of patients. Nurses provide patients with support and information while maintaining a level of professional distance and objectivity. With therapeutic communication, nurses often use open-ended statements and questions, repeat information, or use silence to prompt patients to work through problems on their own. In this discussion, we will use the acronym BCAR-FREE that stands to Broad Openings and Open-Ended Questions. E for the empathy and encouraging description of perception. C for clarifying, active listening and silence. Acceptance, acknowledgement, and recognition stands for A. Restating, rephrasing for R. Exploring, focusing, reflecting, and reality presentation, including voicing of doubts and verbalizing the implied. E is encouragement, goal setting, planning, decisions, and considerations of options. And lastly, encouraging evaluation, use of reinforcement, and summarizing. We identify different therapeutic techniques that can be used to initiate a conversation. Number 1, giving broad openings. Number 2, giving recognition and acknowledgement. Use of open-ended questions or asking questions. Feedback, exploration, and identifying themes. To establish a rapport, the nurse may use offering self, giving information, and active listening. For the most important part, we have different types of communication techniques that is used to gather information and encourage discussions with clients. Number 1, we have general leads. Number 2, role-playing. Number 3, rehearsing. Number 4, focusing. Number 5, placing the event in the time or sequence. Number 6, encouraging descriptions or perceptions. Number 5, validating. Number 8, voicing doubts. Number 9, seeking clarifications. Number 10, verbalizing the implied. Number 11, interpreting. Number 12, silence. Number 13, reflecting, presenting reality, restating, encouraging comparisons, encouraging evaluation, suggesting collaboration, encouraging goal setting, encouraging formulation of a plan of an action, and 21, encouraging decision, and lastly, encouraging considerations of an options. Some therapeutic communications or therapeutic techniques can be used as therapeutic response in untoward situation, like number 1, limiting settings or limit settings, and number 2, supportive confrontation. In every communication, there may be start or initiation, and there is also closing or ending of a conversation. So to close a conversation, the nurse may use encouraging evaluation, use of reinforcement, and summarizing. The most important characteristics of a nurse is the ability to offer oneself. We are offering ourselves kahit mababa yung saldo. Binibigay natin yung kakayahan natin. So yun yung pinaka number 1 sigurong characteristics ng isang therapeutic psychiatric nurse. Kahit hindi mataas yung compensations, hindi naman pwede nating masabi na there is no need for compensations. We need compensations, pero kahit hindi ganun kataas, we are able to practice nursing. We are able to work as a nurse without any mental reservations, di ba? Sabi pa nga natin sa ating nurses oath, binibigay natin yung sarili natin, yung kakayahan natin, best of our knowledge in the service of nursing profession. So ito yung pinakamahalagang characteristics natin bilang isang nurse. Hospital stays can be lonely, stressful sometimes. So when nurses offer their time, it shows that they value patients and that someone is willing to give them time and attention. Okay? So tinitingnan natin palagi na bawat pasyente ay kapwa natin human. Okay? Hindi kung sino lang. Okay? Kahit na mayroon silang problema sa pag-iisip. Okay? So offering yourself to stay for lunch, watching a TV show, or simply sitting with patients for a while can help patient's mood. Okay? So in caring for patient, it is usually appropriate to show that you are also human. Demonstrate empathy or share a personal anecdote to show to your patient that you care about them, not just a nurse, but also a fellow human being. As a nurse, it is our task to stimulate client to engage in a communication which tackles their health problems. Broad openings makes explicit or obvious that the client has the lead in the interaction or in the communication. Sila ang magdidikta kung anong topic ang maaaring pag-usapan base sa kanilang responses. So for the client who is hesitant about talking, broad openings may stimulate him or her to take the initiative. Therapeutic communication is often most effective when patients direct the flow of conversation and decide what to talk about. So sila yung magdi-decide. To that end, giving patients a broad opening such as, "What's on your mind today?" or "What would you like to talk about?" These questions can be a good way to allow patients an opportunity to discuss what's on their mind. So parang Facebook lang, what's on your mind? Tinatanong sa status. It's not about what's in your heart. When we say broad opening questions, we usually use an open-ended questions. Open-ended questions elicits more and fuller information than a closed-ended questions. Okay? So it requires more than a simple yes or no answer. So hindi pwedeng sagutin ng yes or no. Ito ay particular na kapaki-pakinabang kapag nais ng nurse ang mas buo o kaya mas malalim o mas malawak na impormasyon mula sa pasyente. So when the nurse is facilitating the client's full and free ventilation and expressions of their own feelings and beliefs, kailangan mong gumamit ng open-ended questions. Close-ended questions are also useful, particularly when the client is not able to, for one reason or another, formulate more complete feedback and communication to the nurse. For example, so kailan ginagamit yung close-ended questions? Kailan importante yung close-ended questions? They are useful, kapaki-pakinabang, kapag ang pasyente ay may kapansanan sa pag-iisip. O kaya, they are using mechanical ventilator, merong intubation at hindi makausap ang nurse at iba pang kasama sa health team. So these questions, open-ended questions, requires more than a simple yes or no question. So you usually ask, so kadalasan naman talaga, in all kinds of questions, in all types of therapeutic techniques, we use open-ended questions. Baka advance kasi kayong mag-isip. Huwag nyo naman palaging isagot ang open-ended question sa mga katanungan na open-ended nga, pero clarifying naman yun. So in initiating conversation with clients, aside from the use of open-ended questions or giving broad openings, okay, kahit sinasabi natin na yung patients ang kailangang mag-direct ng pag-uusapan. Pero sometimes, we need to take into considerations that the patients may experience mental disturbances. So, hindi niya kayang makapag-isip. So, lalo na kung mga tulala yung pasyente. So, providing lead, okay, giving general leads to the client enables the client to continue discussing things. So, nakakatulong. Okay? So, it allows us, the nurses, to facilitate the clients beginning a new discussion that is focused on a particular thing. Okay? So, for example, the nurse may say, "Tell me about your concerns relating to your new medications." Okay? So, kung mapapansin ninyo, although we provided lead, okay? So, meron tayong general leading questions, pero nakafocus pa rin, yung focus is nandun pa rin sa problema ng pasyente. So, it's considered as therapeutic. Using these questions, we are able to dwell deeper into the client's health problems. So, hopefully, the client will take this lead and begin discussions about their new medications and their concerns relating to them with the nurse. So you might ask also the patient about specific open-ended questions in the pursuit of information. This is a way to gather a particular piece of information while putting the patient at ease. Using neutral expressions can also be considered. Okay? Para sa mga general leading questions to encourage patient to continue talking. Halimbawa, saying go on, or you were saying that blah blah blah, and so on. Okay, so you are giving or providing lead to the client. Let's talk about empathy. Empathy is one of the most important characteristics of a psychiatric nurse. Empathy is the ability of the psychiatric nurse to recognize and acknowledge patient feelings, to be in someone else's shoes, okay? To experience something from someone else's point of view. Empathy is the ability to recognize, understand, and share the thoughts and feelings of another person. So developing empathy is crucial for establishing a relationship with our client. So it involves experiencing the client's point of view rather than just our own. Empathy enables us to establish a rapport with another person. Kasi nga, dahil nararamdaman natin kung ano yung pinagdadaanan nila, naiisip nila na sila ay pinapakinggan. Okay? Through the words and the body language of the client, we can mimic their emotions. So, kung titingnan yung perspective, okay, ng tao na yon, magagamit natin yung empathic ability natin to assume the cognitive state of the patient, to see the problem through their eyes. So, parang nararamdaman mo at nararanasan mo yung problema ng pasyente. Okay? So, sabi pa nga natin sa psychiatric nursing, sa therapeutic communication, we use understand. I understand what you feel rather than saying, I know what you feel. So, mas malalim yung connection. Okay? Kaso nga lang, when practicing empathy, putting yourself in someone else's shoes can be beneficial. Okay? Pero, when it comes to one's default mode of relating to others, sometimes empathy can blind an individual to their own needs and even make them vulnerable to those who would take advantage of them. Bawal yung pamamalimos. Maaring dahil ikaw ay palaging nagbibigay, nakalimutan mo na yung sarili mo. Okay? Hindi pwedeng palaging bigay ng bigay. Ito yung sinasabi natin. Hindi pwedeng palaging bigay ng bigay. Bakit? Dahil pag ikaw ang naubusan, baka hindi ka na bigyan. So, ganun din yung empathy. So, we don't just sympathize with other persons. We don't, we may understand what they feel, but it does not put ourselves into negative situations because of trying to put ourselves in the situations of others. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Sometimes, magkapareho yung sitwasyon natin sa ibang tao, pero it may have different effect. We need to encourage our patient to describe their perceptions of their own situations. Kasi baka iba yung tingin nila dun sa situations nila. Okay? Kumpara sa tingin natin. Sabi ko nga dito sa picture, we don't see things the way they are. We see them the way we are. So sometimes, yung tingin natin sa mga bagay-bagay ay dahil sa kung ano tayo at hindi dahil sa kung ano yung bagay na yon. Okay? So it may have different effect on every person. Maybe because of tinatawag nating individual differences or the different perspective of every individual. For patients experiencing sensory issues or hallucinations, it can be helpful to ask them in encouraging, non-judgmental way para i-encourage silang i-describe yung perception nila. Okay? So, maaari nating sabihin sa kanila, what do you hear now? Ano yung naririnig mo ngayon? What does that look like to you? Ano ba sa tingin mo yung nangyayari? Okay? Ano ba sa tingin mo yung nakikita mo? Ano ba sa tingin mo yung nararanasan mo? So, give patients a prompt to explain what they are perceiving without casting their perception in a negative light. Okay? Huwag kang maging negatibo. Mararamdaman ng pasyente, lalo na kung hindi maayos yung pagkakasabi mo. Sometimes, it needs more than just knowledge and intelligence, but also emotions to make therapeutic communications with client. Mahirap makipag-communicate. Okay? Sometimes, naka-inculcate na talaga sagad hanggang buto yung pamamaraan natin ng pakikipag-usap. Encouraging descriptions of perception to our patient, these techniques can be best followed up by using voicing of doubts, lalo na sa mga pasyenteng mayroong hallucinations at saka illusions. Okay? So, gagamit tayo ng voicing of doubts to the unrealistic existence of hallucinations or illusions after encouraging the patients to describe the perception. We have different form of asking questions to ask for clarification. Okay? So, we have enumerated in the slides kung paano itanong yung clarification questions such as, what do you mean by? Do you mean? Could you say that again, please? Could you repeat, please? Could you clarify your statement? Would you elaborate? Could you be more explicit? Could you explain what you mean? Okay. So these messages are often clarified and validated with clients. Okay? So bakit natin ginagawa to? Bakit kailangang i-clarify? Upang masiguro natin bilang nurse na natanggap ng maayos yung mensahe, okay? At tama yung pagbibigay natin ng kahulugan. Kumplito at tama yung mensahe ng walang anumang pagkakamali. Okay? So ano ba yung mensahe ng pasyente na gustong iparating? Ano ba yung verbal and non-verbal messages na gustong ipaabot sa atin ng pasyente? Okay? So kailangan magawa natin, kaya we need to clarify. So using clarification, we can elicit more responses without any bias or any false assumption as a nurse. So specific clarification techniques may include, madami tayong kasama dito ha. In clarification or clarifying, we need exploring, paraphrasing, reflecting, and restating. So we will discuss that individually later on. Okay? So a possible questions that the nurse may ask the client to clarify a message could be, am I correct that you told me that you plan on having home health care after your discharge? Or you appear upset. Would you like to talk about it? Okay? So mga ganong tanong tayo. So pwede rin, I'm not sure if I understand correctly. Can you explain it to me? O kaya, I am not familiar with your work. Can you describe it further to me? I don't think I understand what you are saying. So ganun yung mga clarification questions natin. So the goal of clarification is to make sure that as a nurse, you understand the patient without bias or self-projection. When we pay close attention to what the patient is saying, or we are observing both verbal and non-verbal cues, when we maintain eye contact and make verbal remarks to clarify and encourage further communication, it is active listening. So yung active listening from start to finish yan, gagawin mo. So how do we perform active listening? By sitting, facing the client, by using open posture, okay, hindi nakatago, leaning on forward towards the client in a 45 degrees. So nakaupo ka, hindi ka naka-upright position ng upo, but you are rather leaning forward to the clients as if focusing all your attentions to your client. So kaya nga tinatawag din yung active listening as attentive active listening because you are giving all your attention to your clients. Okay? So that's why you lean forward when you are talking with clients. Lalo na kung mga acute attack of psychosis, you need to do this in performing assessment of the client. So during active listening, always maintain and establish eye contact. Bakit? Kasi during active listening, you also perform silence. Okay? At the same time, na ginagawa mo yung active listening. So, when you are silent, tapos hindi ka nakatingin, ibig sabihin, maaaring baka sabihin ng pasyente mo, hindi naman pala nakikinig to. Okay? Walang focus sa akin. Hindi ako yung gustong makausap. So, the trusting relation will not be formed kung hindi ka mag-i-establish ng eye contact. That's the number one rule of the trusting relation. Paano mo magagawa? Paano mo mabubuo? By performing, establishing eye contact all the time. And during active listening, you just relax. Okay? So, paying close attention to what the patient is saying by observing, okay, pagmamasid sa kapwa verbal at hindi verbal na pahiwatig. Okay? Ganun yung active listening. Ito ay higit pa sa simpleng pananatiling tahimik habang nakikinig ng mga salita ng pasyente. Active, attentive listening is not a passive activity. Okay? It entails the nurse's hearing, processing, and purposefully comprehending the client's words. So, pinipilit at sadyang inuunawa natin bawat salita, bawat actions ng pasyente base sa kanyang gustong iparating sa atin na mensahe. Okay? So, kahit ang simpleng pagtango at pangiti, o kaya pagsabi ng, naintindihan ko, kaya pala. The nurses can encourage the patients to continue talking. So, active listening involves showing interest in what patients have to say. Acknowledging you are listening, and understanding and engaging with them throughout the conversation. So similar to listening, silence is a purposeful active process rather than a passive process. Ang pananahimik ay ginagawa natin ng may kadahilanan, purposeful, may dahilan. Meron tayong goal, meron tayong objectives. So pamamagitan ng katahimikan, o kaya ng mga puwang, yung mga poses natin, yung panandali ang paghinto, ang dalawang nag-uusap ay nakakakuha ng panahong makapag-isip at unawain ang mensahe ng isa't isa. So as a nurse, we take advantage for these brief pauses of silence to think about and reflect on the full meaning of received messages coming from the patient. And then to contemplate on them, reflect on how to respond to the messages sent by the patient. So silence is a therapeutic communication technique that is also very helpful when the nurse wants to give the client ample time to fully and openly discuss their feelings, opinions, and beliefs. Pero, kailangan nating malaman na yung prolonged silence o yung mahabang katahimikan ay maaaring isipin ng client natin na meron tayong lack of interest na makipag-usap sa kanila. Okay? So, wag masyadong matagal ang pananahimik. So, yung silence, in order to remain therapeutic, kailangan may sapat na panahon tayo o tamang oras ang tagal para di makaapekto sa therapeutic nurse-client relation. So, bigyan natin ang pasyente ng oras para tumugon sa mga katanungan, para palawakin niya pa yung sagot natin. Kaya meron tayong silence na ginagawa. Okay? So, para buong-buo nilang maibahagi ang kanilang naiisip o nararamdaman. So in silence, we let the patient to always break the silence. So deliberate silence can give both nurses and the patient the opportunity to think. Yun yung iisipin natin. Giving recognition, acknowledgement, and acceptance. Give the nurse the opportunity to let the client know that you are interested in them. It also allows the client to recognize that the nurse is open, honest, and without any bias or judgment. Okay? So, ito yung tinatawag nating positive regard. The use of positive regard. Recognizing, acknowledging, and acceptance of the client, of the client's situations. Okay? So, the nurse accepts the clients regardless of their thoughts and words. Okay? Lahat pantay-pantay. Tao yung tingin natin. Hindi porket merong problema sa pag-iisip, mababa na yung tingin. Okay? So, giving recognition acknowledges a patient's behavior and highlights it without giving an overt compliment. A compliment can sometimes be taken as condescending. So magdahan-dahan tayo in giving recognition. Okay? Bakit? Sometimes we sound haughty or pompous. Okay? Especially when it concerns a routine task like making the bed. Okay? So, pero, maaari nating sabihin na, I noticed that you took all your medications. Ininom mo ngayon yung medications mo. Napansin ko, sinunod mo ngayon yung sinabi ko kahapon. Okay? So, it draws attention to the action and it encourages without requiring a compliment. Okay? So, when accepting naman, sometimes it is necessary to acknowledge what the patients say and affirm that they have been heard. Acceptance isn't necessarily the same thing as agreement. It can be enough to simply make eye contact and say, yes, I understand. Okay? Nauunawaan kita. Hindi lang basta naiintindihan. Nauunawaan kita. So the patients who feel their nurses are listening to them and taking them seriously are more likely to be receptive to care. Patients who feel their nurses are listening to them and taking them seriously are more likely to be receptive to care. Restating is repeating the exact words of the patient to remind them of what they said and to let them know that they are being heard. Halimbawa, sinabi ng pasyente, I can't sleep, I stay awake all night. So sasabihin mo naman, you can't sleep at night? Okay? So gumagawa ka ng tanong, pero it's a form of restating the statement of your client. Okay? So, stating the observed is verbalizing what is observed in the patient for validation and to encourage discussion. So, stating the observed, ito naman yung when you are stating what is the feeling of your client or the emotions of your client. Yung restating kasi yung sinabing salita. Okay? So yung stating the observed, ito naman yung napansin mong nararamdaman ng pasyente. Okay? So kung titingnan ninyo dito ngayon, yung pictures sa slides, always restate the questions. Okay? So pag-usapan natin to. Yung Q is yung nurse, yung A is yung patient. Ano ba, sasabihin ng patient, it takes 20 minutes to get to the mall. Sasabihin ng manang nurse, how long does it take to get to the mall? So you restate the questions. Baliktad, ano? Hindi ko inuna yung questions as patient kasi tayo yung nagtatanong. So every questions that is being raised as a raise statement is the responses of the nurse. Okay? The responses of the nurse. Okay? So in contrast to paraphrasing, okay? Magkaiba yung raise stating sa paraphrasing. Ha? In contrast to paraphrasing, where you put your patient's thoughts into your own words. Sa paraphrasing, binabago mo yung salita ng pasyente, okay? Using your own words para mas maging klaro yung sinabi niya. Okay? So in contrast to that, paraphrasing of the patient thoughts in your own words, restating is saying back to the patients exactly what they said to you. Restating is done to clarify the client's message by repeating the same statement. Okay? So repeating the same statement. Kung ano yung nakapaloob doon sa sinabi niya, yun din yung ibabato mong tanong. That's restating. Yan yung kaiba niya with paraphrasing. Okay? Exploring naman is using techniques that encourage the client to provide more details and information about a particular topic or healthcare problem. Okay? Halimbawa, maaaring sabihin mo, tell me more about your son. Okay? Or tell me more about what you feel. So you are exploring your patient. So gently ask your patient's follow-up questions if you need more information. So hindi mo kailangang mag-probing questions. So try a different techniques if it is clear to your patient, okay? Or if your patient is uncomfortable. So exploring is in contrast to invasive and non-therapeutic probing. Kasi yung probing is non-therapeutic. Okay? So it is using techniques that encourage the client to provide more details and information about a particular topic or about a healthcare problem. Okay? Focusing with the client is a therapeutic communication techniques used by nurses and other members of the healthcare team. Okay? So ano ba yung focusing na to? So may mga oras na maaaring gamitin ng ilang kliyente ang pagkakaroon ng nurse upang pag-usapan ang mga bagay na hindi nauugnay sa kanilang problemang pangkalusugan. Halimbawa, pumunta yung nurse dun sa pasyente, tapos dapat magtuturo ng paano magbigay ng self-injection for the insulin. Pero yung pinag-usapan nila, yung gustong i-insist ng patient, is pag-usapan yung tungkol sa pamilya niya. Okay? Sa mga naabot nila, yung mga honor and achievements ng family. Okay? So nagkakaroon ng problema. Bakit? Wala sa focus yung subject. The conversation is at risk of having these kinds of distractions. So sometimes, this unfocused or unrelated subjects or unrelated topics to the communication process. Unrelated naman siya sa health education, okay? About insulin preparation and insulin administration. Makakadistract to ngayon sa therapeutic communication. Okay? So maaaring i-focus mo ngayon yung pasyente mo at sasabihin mong, Mr. Santos, natutuwa ako regarding sa pamilya mo at nagagalak sa inyong mga narating at na-achieve. Thank you for sharing this information with me. But for now, let us discuss about your diabetes. Okay? Let us discuss about the insulin administration that you will be taking after you leave the hospital. So sometimes during a conversation, patients mention something particularly important. So kapag nangyari ito, ang nurse ay maaaring pagtuunan ang kanilang pahayag. Okay? Mag-focus. To lead the o kaya i-guide yung client to discuss it further. Sometimes may mga conversation naman na natatouch natin ng hindi sinasadya yung kailangang pagpukusan. Okay? So natatouch natin. So during this conversation, if the patient mentions something particularly important, so kailangan palawigin pa natin yung conversation. So i-direct naman natin para ma-focus ulit doon sa pinaka-importanteng paksa o topic. So okay, so let us go with reflecting. Reflecting is throwing back the patient's statement in a form of questions. So it helps the patients to identify their feelings. So this techniques measures or mirrors what you think your patient's feelings are back to them. Okay? So you reflect the feelings or the emotion of the patient. It's not the statement of your patient. It's not about paraphrasing or restating. Kasi yung paraphrasing, pag malabo yung sinasabi, nililinaw mo. You clarify it and then you paraphrase para mas malinaw na maintindihan. Okay? While in restating, so merong sinabing statement yung pasyente mo at binabalik mo ng buong buo sa pamamagitan ng tanong. That's restating. But in reflecting, we are not talking about the statement. Okay? But rather the feelings conveyed by the patient. Feelings conveyed by the patient. So this therapeutic communication techniques reflects and mirrors what the nurse believes that the client's feelings to be underneath the words. Okay? Yung nasa kailaliman. Ano ba yung nakatagong mensahe doon sa sinabi niya? Okay? So, halimbawa, okay? Ano yung example? Sasabihin natin, halimbawa, for example, when a client appears to be angry and upset, the nurse may state, "You seem a little angry today. You seem a little angry today. Would you like to talk about it?" So, napansin niya, medyo galit. So, tinanong niya ngayon. So, nire-reflect natin kung ano yung nakita at naobserba natin sa pasyente. That's a reflection. Presenting reality or confronting is another therapeutic technique. The nurse states what is real and what is not without arguing with the patient. Ano ba? Sasabihin ng nurse, "I know you heard these voices. I do not hear them." Oo, naririnig mo yung mga boses na yan. Ngunit para sa akin, wala akong naririnig. O kaya you use voicing doubt, voicing uncertainty about the reality of patient's statement, the perceptions of the patient, and then the conclusions. So sasabihin mo, "I find it hard to believe." So the nurse should only apply these techniques after they have established trust. Okay? Kung meron ng trust. Kung wala pa, hindi mo pwedeng gawin yan. Yung voicing of doubt can be a non-therapeutic techniques kung wala pang trust. Okay? So kailangan magkakilala, malalim na yung pinagsamahan ninyo. So it can be vital to the care of patients to disagree with them, present with them with reality, or challenge their assumptions. Bakit? Okay? Dahil hindi na magtitiwala. So confrontation, when used correctly, can help the patients break the destructive routines or understand the state of their situations. Okay? Pero kung hindi, yung confrontation na yan, hindi mabibreak yung destructive routines, but rather masisira yung nurse-patient relation. Hindi yung routine ng pasyente. Hindi yung pinagdadaanan ng pasyente yung masisira, kundi yung trusting relationship between the nurse and then the clients. Okay? So you have to be very careful when using voicing of doubts and presenting reality or confronting your patient. So each communication, each conversation, the nurse should always encourage goal setting. Okay? To always ask the patient to decide on the type of the change that is needed. So sila, lalo na sa mga pasyente na hindi naman talaga nagkakaroon ng mental disturbance, meron lang depressions or anxiety na kailangan mong i-guide kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin. So sila pa rin yung magpaplano at magdidesisyon. So encourage goal setting, encourage formulation of a plan of action, okay? Using probing for step-by-step action that is needed by the client, encourage decision making of the patient. Okay? So bakit natin ginagawa to? Para hindi maging dependent yung client natin sa atin, para makatayo sa sarili nila. Okay? And encourage considerations of options. So you provide options, parang community health nursing. So kung dahil mas maikli, mas maliit yung vision nila, you provide a much wider options na maaari naman palang gawin ito, nasan dito yung pipiliin mo sa mga solutions na to sa problema mo. Okay? So asking the patients to consider the pros and cons of the different options, of the different solutions. So ganun yung maaari natin gawin sa pasyente throughout the conversation. Okay? At the end of every conversation or communication with our clients, we end the conversation with encouragement of evaluation. So always ask the patient to evaluate their actions and their outcomes. Halimbawa, tanong mo, sabihin natin, what did you feel after participating in the group therapy? O kaya, we can also use offering of hope and humor. Okay? So bakit kailangan natin gawin yung offering of hope and humor? Because the hospitals can be stressful places for patients. Pag nandun ka sa hospital, iba yung feelings. Okay? So by using hope and humor, you can share hope and that they can persevere through their current situations. And sometimes using humor, you lighten the mood. Okay? And you establish a rapport quickly. So these techniques can keep a patient in a more positive state of mind na kaya nating harapin yung bukas. Mayroon pang pag-asa na pwede nating tawanan yung problema. Okay? Summarizing naman, at the end of the conversation, at the end of discussions, we summarize. Okay? WH questions lang. Sino, saan, ano, kailan, at mga gagawin. Okay? Ano na yung mga nagawa at ano pa yung pwedeng gawin. Okay? Ano yung natutunan at ano yung dapat matutunan pa. Okay? So, ganun yung summarizing. It is a highly useful therapeutic communication techniques. Okay? It sums up the primary and main points of the discussion as well as the conclusion. Okay? So, madami tayong magagawa during summarizing. And using summarizing, napofocus natin at nare-review natin yung we can also clarify what is the discussion is all about. Okay? Napofocus natin, ibabalik natin kung ano yung focus, nakaklarify natin kung ano yung naging or yung pinag-usapan during the whole discussion or the whole conversation.